Alright, and one more piece for the fucking puppet show. Maybe I can dance like an idiot at the bar too before I'm done. Oh boy. My sinuses are still acting up, so I probably have to hit the cough button a few times. Alright, I guess the next step's to head off to the bar and change the decor. Just for something to do. I think I'm just going to mosey a little bit today, and I don't know that I'm trying too hard to do anything. My sinuses are bothering me. You are going to get it. I'm going to try something here. Oh, you are gonna get it, buddy. You are gonna get it. Yeah. Yeah. Bambi will know what it means. I'm coming for you. Lie still. Old pun from the RD1 days. Yeah, you didn't like that, did you, Blondie? I can think of at least one other animal that liked it a little less than you did. Now with that unpleasantness out of the way. I might break down and take some sinus meds, we'll see. I'm telling you, it's wearing me out, man. It's wearing me out. I'm losing my patience. I think we'll hit the trail. I want to stop by the shotgun cabin. I will attempt to shoot straight, but no promises. A nice, easy ride. Yeah, I think I want to play DayZ, and then I start on one of the servers, and it's just, there's always something that irritates me. That last public server I was on with all those trolls sitting on those loot piles, it's just ridiculous. It's too dead, and those loot trolls get in there and just, they take everything and then log out. I don't even know what kind of existence that even is, but that's definitely, if I'm going to play on a public server, that's not the server I'm looking for. And I think I just let an aisle get past me. Yeah, he's long gone. I think I'm gonna have to figure something out though, because this game is just, I'm just on here running through the motions, man. It's just, it's a bad shot. I got high velocity loaded and it's just a bad shot. Yeah, I'm a little rusty. Little rusty. I don't know. I don't think I'm alone with having just a genuine disinterest, you know, by and large with the gaming community when people are still, you know, some of the most popular streamers on Twitch are still streaming DayZ. I mean, it seems to be a matter of fact instead of a matter of opinion these days, that there's just not, you know, much. There's not much to brag about as far as reaching new heights in the gaming community with video games. So I think a lot of people, including me, held, you know, high hopes for Dying Light 2 and Cyberpunk, and they were by and large letdowns. But they weren't horrible games if you accept them for what they are. I mean, I was hoping they were going to reinvent the wheel, you know. They were going to make something really, you know, a blockbuster type insta classic, but it just didn't happen. Though I don't think the games were as bad as the raps they got. I think the consumers were really hard on those video games because they expected so much. I really don't think they were that bad. let him go. Yeah, I know people that bought Dying Light 2 and didn't even play it. They started playing it, and one person who, you know, they'll remain nameless because I don't want to, you know, speak their words without them being present, but they said that they started that timed run, you know, when they got into the chases with the zombies at night, and they just turned it off. That was it. They felt like that they were being rushed into nonsense, and the timer took the immersion out of the game of the zombie feel and the fear, the classic fear and stuff that it should have had. They said that it just took away from it immediately. Boy, he's just sitting there waiting for it. But yeah, by and large, I enjoyed Dying Light 2 and Cyberpunk. They just weren't that, like I said, that game-breaking insta-classic that I wanted them to be. And I know a lot of people were disappointed, you know. Like I said, the one person just bought the game, never played it, just quit playing it. At night, like I said, when they were getting chased by zombies and that timer started counting down, instead of just blew his immersion, quit playing the game, done with it. Till this day, never played it. They got it to where you can turn that bloom off now. I know a lot of people were complaining about that pink flower stuff, that, you know, Far Cry New Dawn look. You know, and you're going to have that with Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk should have been more, and, you know, they weren't bad, but they should have been more of that, you know, neon blue stuff. Which I don't have a problem with the color scheme of Cyberpunk. That fits the genre. I mean, it just seemed to, New Dawn, Rage 2, and all those games had the same feel, because it just seemed like the MBAs decided that they thought that was what was going to bring in the money. That's what the kids were attracted to these days. And by and large, I think the bombs is because of that. I think they made a mistake there. I think that Cyberpunk should have only been marketed like that. And when they marketed Rage 2 just felt empty to me. Now, that's a game that I myself started and didn't finish. I think I played Rage 2 for maybe an hour, and I just was like, this just isn't for me. It feels empty. I love the idea of it, the Sandlot and all that. And, you know, in the beginning, the storyline didn't seem bad. It wasn't bad. But it just felt empty once I started playing. I lasted an hour playing Rage 2. Anyways, though, there's just I'm largely disinterested in everything right now. There's nothing that's really, I mean, to be honest with you, I want to try 7 Days to Die for console when the Alpha 22 comes out for console. But I mean, it's going to be a while apparently. And then will I still, you know, have that desire to play that game when it does finally come out? I don't know. You know, people change. The things we're looking for change. That's just part of life. When it comes to entertainment, I mean, there's a mood to it. Sometimes you're just, you know, you'll be in the mood and you'll wait for a video game to come out or a movie that you wanted to see for a long time, and then when it comes out, you just don't even care. That's one thing I think they learned, those MBAs even learned that, is when they sat there and had all their bluster about, oh, this game's going to be amazing and blah, blah, blah. And they sit there and run their mouth about how amazing a game's going to be for 2 years. And then it comes out and then it just seems like the gaming community just didn't care that much about it. Well, you talked about it for 2 years, you know. They lost interest. That happens. I mean, that's part of life, man. That's part of the entertainment industry. You can talk your way out of a good reception by the fans. You keep them waiting. I mean, we sat there in front of a microwave, you know, microwaving a Hot Pocket, and 3 minutes is too long. We're sitting there shaking our fist at the microwave. Hurry up, time. I got things to do. So, I mean, that's the culture we live in. You know, when I want a burrito, I wanted it yesterday, pal. I'm not waiting 3 minutes for it, so... And you know, notice that all that started... The last of the Mohicans was, I think, Days Gone with the motorcycle. I think that was the last of the Mohicans for, what was it, Vivendi Studios? I can't remember the studio's name, but Sony bought them out. And that was the last original game, at least I felt, to where there was actually some creativity. I mean, that was their first shot at making a video game. They knocked it out of the park. That was an amazing game for their first crack. And then, you know, Sony and Xbox start consolidating everything. It's no mystery that when they started consolidating and everything was going to come under one banner, that the creativity right out the window. Because the same guy's telling everybody what to do and he don't have a fucking clue what he's talking about. And he's going to hire a bunch of yes men, like exactly what happened at Naughty Dog Studios. No, you don't, buddy. But that's what happens when you create a gaming echo chamber. What started off good quickly goes to trash. And The Last of Us 2 was made on an excellent platform. Those game designers, I feel like they really did a good job. And if you'll go into the menu on that game, you can even set that to bullet slowdown and stuff like oh, what was the name of that game? Max Payne. They really did it, and why that wasn't part of that video game, and they didn't market that video game with that bullet time's beyond me, because, I mean, there's people who played that game and didn't even know that was in the menu. That's some really fun and rich gameplay when you play that game, but when they killed off the most popular character, they really screwed up. That's where they screwed up. Everything else would have been just fine. They could have got by with the plot. I mean, basically... Come on, horse. Basically, The Last of Us 2 was just an emotional assault on the fan of the series. I mean, it's old Dr. Uckman there just decided he was going to lock you in a closet and beat the living shit out of you blindfolded, you know? And that's what happened, too. Even if you were a fan of Mamby there, you know, it's Ma'am Abby. Even if you were a fan of her, she got all of her friends killed. So that shows how much sense she had. Her blind fit of rage got everybody she loved, you know, viciously fucking murdered. Her dad's playing Captain Righteous Indignation. You know, he's going to kill Ellie off. And, oh, you know, that's just, yeah, it just happens. That's part of life. Don't worry about it, you know. So he gets off trying to kill somebody, and he's doing the right thing now. I don't think so. That shit don't fly. The way that storyline was just written it's you run into cold echo chambers. They had a specific vision for that game. You know, they weren't going to take any prisoners. They were going to emotionally assault. That was going to be the ride. That was going to be the rich substance of the game. Was going to be that you know, big roller coaster ride of what the hell just happened, man. And I can understand that to a certain extent, but when it don't work out, don't blame the fans and say they didn't have an open mind. I mean, you have to realize that you were presented to make a product for the world at large. It wasn't a cult following. It was, you know, you were making it for your mouth breathers, quote unquote. So you might want to think about what you're putting out there. I think there's some people that understand what I said, and there's other people that just, what I just said, they were just like, what? I was just wind blowing through their ear with what I said. They did a good job, though, with the things they got right. Credit where credit's due.
This batch is parfait. We can ship it whenever you like. D'accord. Now, we have a batch ready for shipment.
Hit the cough button here for a minute.
I can trust you. I know. You are not like the rest. Menteur, tricheur. But when I give a batch to you, I know you will guard it with your life. You will not let a little thing like a barrage of bullets get in your way, huh? When I tell you these are valuable customers, you will look after every last jug. So, they are yours. Allez-y.
Now this is the one up in Grizzlies that you got to move real slow. Right through this path until you cross that little part of the stream right there, you can smack this thing off they might get me anyways. You'll see. It's a rough ride, man. I'm already going too fast, but if I hit the brakes, they're going to slow it down and it's going to crack one of those bottles anyway. This is the best you can do right through here. Come and get it, Wolf. I wish I would have grabbed that Lancaster. I really like using the Lancaster for this. You can speed up a little bit after you cross that stream, but you can't get carried away. It's like there's traps laid on this trail. You really want to focus on the trail and not so much worry about you're not going to be in a hurry running this one. You can speed up a little bit, like I said, after you cross that water back there, that little part of the stream. They got me. Yeah, they got me. That was my fault. I was going too fast. That could have been avoided. And right up here, after I kill these guys at this checkpoint, you literally got to crawl through that checkpoint because your horse wants to slam right into that first checkpoint wall. I'll show you when I get up there. Yeah, your horse will intentionally slam you into one of these checkpoint barricades if you try to go through this at any speed at all. And then after this, there's a rock on one side and a rock on the other, and if you try to gain any speed going through there, it literally just annihilates your moonshine wagon. You don't want to do that, I'll tell you that much. You know, if you break one bottle on $226, it's going to cost you $56. You're going to be knocked down to 170 and change. One bottle. So it's a $56 mistake. This is one where you don't worry about the time. If you've got 2 minutes left, so what? And this horse will try to slam into the right side of that barricade if you try to go through here with any speed at all. See, he goes right over to it. And if you're not creeping, he'll slam right into it. I'll show you where these rocks are when we get down here. Now see, you want to, you think you're running out of time, you want to pick up the pace here a little bit. And the horse is running like a madman. It's one of those speed runs. That rock right there, that's the one that gets you. That'll clip your tire right there. And then that rock right there I just hit, they got me. It happens that fast. They just I think they just busted a bottle. I don't know. We'll see. I shouldn't have been talking, and I should have been paying more attention to what should have happened there. I kind of did that to myself. But you see how easy it is. This is the hardest run in the Grizzlies right here. I don't know if you guys caught that, but there was a smaller rock on the right side where I was pointing out that big rock on the left, and if you go over it too fast, you get what I just got right there. They crack a bottle on you. And it's the small one that gets you. You're avoiding the big one, and it takes you right into the small one. And I think I probably lost a bottle, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm close. I'm right on that, the precipice of where you lose a bottle and you don't. I can't tell. I'll know when I get there. Watch it, buddy. I think that did cost me a bottle. We'll see. I hope not. Because if it did, I don't get the $200 sold, so... Yeah, I got it. Thank God. Yeah, that's as bad as it gets right there. Now there's something in that house. That wasn't here when I was here earlier. I think there's something else here too, in the barn. Man, my eyes are burning pretty bad. I'm trying to keep it together here. I might have to break down and take some sinus meds. Yeah, see, that box was open because I was already here. I was just here 20 minutes ago. This stuff literally just spawned in 15 after 7. About 7 o'clock. That must have literally spawned in right after I left. That's the hardest run in the Grizzlies right there. You usually don't have to worry about revenue agents as riders coming from behind you. You just take out the checkpoint and just pay attention to the road. I never really got a good look at him. Kind of lucky I landed that shot. He kind of jumped right into it. Man, he's a 3-star too. I'm going to take him back to Crips. I don't need the meat. Yeah, I might have to switch to something else for a time kill though. I don't know. I'm thinking about, I don't know, Dying Light or something. I don't know. If you never played Dying Light the Following, the one with the buggy, you're missing out, man. That's a great game. I like Dying Light already. When they added that buggy, they knocked it out of the park. The Following DLC, it's amazing, in my opinion. Now, that's just my opinion. I don't know, you might not like it. I loved it. Man, those are horrible shots. I can't hit nothing. That was embarrassing. The Grizzlies ain't no joke, man. Not when it comes to hunting. Anyway, though, Dying Light the Following was really fun for me. I really enjoyed that. The weapons they added, everything. I like the ambient music. That first-person engine is pretty much the best. I don't know of a better first-person engine than that. Cyberpunk's engine was close, but it was almost a carbon copy. The parkour turned into, you know, cybernetic ability. I'm really just looking for something to shoot to prove I'm not fucking blind. I don't like missing shots. It's sloppy. Somebody must have just rode through here. If I can hit him. Good enough. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get Blondie in between that tree and that buck. We'll see. I might have pulled it off. I feel more dizzy today than I did yesterday.
We did a good deal on that batch, no? I have some ideas. Oh, as you wish. But it can be made to be cheaper, huh? Yes? This is a good flavor. Now, all it needs is some time.
There's no reason to ride, so...
Anything's better than nothing. That's top notch.
I could try a game like XCOM 2 or something, but I really don't think me getting on here running my mouth is going to be conducive to playing a game that makes you think. I think I'd make a lot of mental errors trying to run my mouth the whole time I'm trying to play that game. You know, when I'm save scum minded, for those of you that don't know what that means, it's, you know, I want to go back to a prior save in case I blow a shot. You want to talk about statistics. You miss a 98% shot twice in a row on that game, that'll teach you about statistics. You want to break somebody a gambling, buy them an Xbox 2 game. Or an Xbox 2, XCOM 2. Yeah, play XCOM. You got a gambling addiction. That'll break it. You just can't see him. XCOM will have you questioning life choices, buddy. I don't think most people that played the game caught on to that Buckminster Fuller. I think it was that quote in the beginning of that game when he talks about how people who play with the devil's toys will be brought by degrees to wield his sword. And that's what that game's about, is you experiment on those soldiers and give them mimetic skin, so they got like pretty much predator skin and stuff where they blend in with their environment. And you cut those one dudes up and turn them into cyborgs and shit, man. That's what that game's about. I think people missed that part of that game. Many people that played XCOM 1 did not catch on to that. You know, then you got the pop culture references with the men in black that look like aliens. That's not a video game, people. There's people who, there's been reports over the decades. That's somebody who understands alien lore. there's been reports over the decade that, you know, weird looking men in black show up when, you know, there's crashed like spaceships or anything strange seen in the sky and shit like that. And then as it goes on and you progress in the game, and, you know, XCOM 2 comes out, those, you know, their true form was a snake. They're serpents. Anyways, there's a lot of lore in that game. I think that escapes most people that play it. They quoted Buckminster Fuller for a reason. They're trying to tell you something. Yeah, my brother would tease me and call it alien checkers.
Don't need no company, asshole.
Look at this guy. Yes, sir, I've got that Regicide trophy. I took two specialists in there with, I think it's the covering fire thing, and I mopped that motherfucker. Got that Regicide trophy to prove it. If you guys haven't played the game, you don't know what I'm talking about, but I set them up right on that plateau in the center and ran Bradford down in there. It's a special mission. I ran Bradford, the old captain, down in there to set it off after I set everybody to fire. Covering fire, I think everybody hit. One might have missed, and those two specialists shot like 3 times in a row and mopped that snake. It was over, man. It was badass. That's the one thing I'll remember. That's the takeaway from that game. I like how they set that up. I mean, that's all there. If you know what you're doing, you can go in and do that. And then if you don't kill that snake there, he's a boss. And if you don't kill him, he'll just show up out of nowhere when you're running other missions. And then you got to deal with him. You can get your platoon killed. He shows up, if you're already in a tough fight, then he shows up out of nowhere. It can get ugly quick. I think Cyberpunk would have been much better received had it not been just an unworkable pile of trash for PS4. But they were making that game for 15,000 years, and they said that they made it for PS4, that was the platform it was originally supposed to launch for. Then by the time they're finished with the game, it doesn't even work on PS4. It looked disingenuous. He's just going to keep on going. What a shot. You know what? He can have it. Not worth it. talking too much. It's the second time I've seen his bounty pop up. He's definitely a Grizzlies guy. Another gardener losing change. I used to make a killing over here. This used to spawn almost every other day. That was a while back, though. It's been a while. Things have changed. This one's new to me. I've never seen that box. Looks like the Westworlders did a little mopping today.
Here, folks. Well, now, I was wondering when you'd be back. A lot of folk coming by with these lately. Seems everyone with a rifle been hunting these of late. A lot of folk coming by with these lately. Little advice. Treat your game with respect. You get a better kill. Don't use 10 bullets when one will do it. Even better, work on that bow and arrow. Cleanest way there is. Huh? All right, I'll take it. Seems everyone with a rifle been hunting these of late. How many of these you killed? Got a run of these, huh? Good enough. Uh-huh. If you want to raise your game here, friend, try placing them bullets real careful. One bullet through the vitals worth 100 anyplace else. It's a knack. More you hunt, more you get a sense for it. How many of these you kill? Got run of these, huh? How many of these you kill? Got run of these, huh? A lot of folk coming by with these lately.
Yeah, if you have an elementary understanding of alien lore and what the Draconians are and stuff, when they was talking about them men in black showing their true form and being serpents in XCOM 2, you understand a little bit about that. That game makes more sense to you. And that Buckminster Fuller quote will make more sense to you, too. Come on, Blondie. Let's go. Just had to make it difficult, didn't you? Boy, oh boy, look at this mess.
Howdy.
Well, just time to get off this ride. Making me look like an idiot. This horse is acting up. There ain't no conductor. William in the Westworlds must have taken care of that guy.
Remember me?
Alright, we're gonna go back to camp. Man. I did not expect this sinus thing to stick with me this long.
Well, if you insist.
If I'd have thought about it, I would have killed those bison and got that prime beef. I didn't think about it. think we're gonna give Blondie a break. Of course. Well, we'll be fast traveling to Armadillo anyway, so... Actually, I could go to Tumbleweed. Let me look at that map again. Yeah, I think I'll go to Tumbleweed. There's usually action in Tumbleweed. $10 fucking. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Well, I guess since I'm getting a treasure out of it. Oh boy. It's kind of surprising that no one's here. Usually, not every time, but 8 or 9 times out of 10, there's somebody here. I don't think I'm going to go to that windmill and look for a card. I'm going to just move on with my life. Alright, let's try to get her sorted. I had problems with her core draining last time I used her. I don't feel like giving my horse an apple every 2 minutes. Or not an apple, but a carrot.
Waste of time.
Been a while. You ain't been seeing another butcher, have you?
Yeah, he's a little restless. I think we'll let him just chill over there and mind his own business. Thought about picking a saddlebag, but he's him-hawing around. I'll give it a shot. He settled down a little bit. He looks a little on edge, but I'm going to try it anyway. I think I'm going to get kicked. Yep. I was waiting for his head to drop a little bit. They'll go into an animation where their head drops a little bit. It bobs down just a little bit, and then you know that, 90% of the time you'll be able to pick their saddlebag. And like I said, you used to get gold nuggets and stuff. Well, I don't think it's gold nuggets actually online, but you would get collector items, cards, bottles of rum, stuff like that. I got eggs out of them, loon eggs, duck eggs. Since I started playing again though, I've probably only picked about 8 or 10 saddlebags, but I haven't gotten any collector items out of them. So they might have changed that.
There's something peaceful about this backcountry.
See if I can get kicked again. Oh, I bumped into him. You don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm just not having any luck. I think I'm gonna move on from that for the day. The shit kicked out of me. Oh shit, I never even saw him. Gonna sell him right like he is. That's right there, man. That's what those Turklemen. You can't let those predators get too close. I pulled up just a little bit on that one shot. I think her core is still a little screwy. I don't know. That's a decent saddle. It shouldn't be draining at that rate. If that cougar wasn't looking at those boars, if he wasn't looking at those peccaries, I'd have been dead. Or not dead, but he'd have made it hurt. the terrain's rough out here, man. Looking for a treasure out here can be very trying. Banging into rocks and part of the terrain the horse doesn't want to maneuver through. It's not smoothed out, so to speak, for lack of a better term, like the rest of the game is. I'm all but expecting a Mexico DLC. We'll see. And if that happens, obviously they're going to be targeting some things, you know, over here. It's going to be across the Rio Bravo. I don't believe it's just going to be Mexico, but I could be wrong. I might be wrong about the whole thing. There's certain things that make me believe that that's going to happen. I'm not going to go into detail about it right now. It's just, you know, boring. We'll just wait and see. We'll wait and see if it happens. If it does happen, Rockstar's kept a tight lip on it. That's for sure. And with that, I'm wondering, I'm thinking it's going to be a DLC, but it might just be an online DLC. You know, you might buy a pass. Man, I walked right into that. Yeah, it might be a pass that you buy, an online DLC pass to where you can take a ferry over to the, you know, over the Rio Bravo into Mexico on some bounty hunter job or something, and then it's going to open up Mexico for you. We'll see. Like I said, that's all speculation. I got my reasons for believing it, but that doesn't mean it's true. We'll see. I know Rockstar and the company they were affiliated with expected second quarter profits in the billions with a B, for next year. So they said they had 3 ventures, and one of them was a brand new thing they're doing, and that might have been when they bought that 5M or that Red M server where they wanted to cut into the RP world, like, you know, out in Moon's territory. I'm sure if you're on Twitch, you've heard of, you know, the Wild RP stuff, the roleplay stuff, right? Or No Pixel. I mean, I think everybody would have heard of No Pixel, even if you don't know about Wild RP. Gallop might have thrown me off on that when I dipped down. Well, she's going to get blamed for it anyway. I'm not shooting very well today. I'm trying to clean it up, man. I know it's hard to watch. Horrible gameplay is just horrible to watch. I think I need to slow down a little bit. I'm trying to rush. I'm just really in a lackadaisical tight mood because my eyes are burning. I'm pissed off because I still got this sinus thing going on. Acting like a big baby. There's stuff and things, man, that pissed me off today. We're not going to talk about that shit. Serenity now. It's been nice and peaceful out here, though, near Tumbleweed. Not bad. No Westworlders back there in Tumbleweed. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Wrong gun. That wasn't the best shot in the world, but I still might get a 3-star if he was a 3-star, yeah. The reason I collect those badger pelts and stuff, you'll see me hold on to 3-star stuff like that. It's because you never know when you're going to get one of those weekly collectible things where you need that pelt. I don't even know what he is, but I'm taking a shot. Turkey vulture? I don't know. I don't think it was a condor. It didn't look big enough. Red-tailed hawk. All right. That's $3 a feather. To Gus. $3 a feather to Gus. The butcher will only give you like $1.50. There's always horse reviver here. 2 horse revivers, or revivers. Horse stimulants, oat cakes. Unless somebody's already kiked it. So yeah, if you're looking for horse reviver, you're up this way, you definitely want to swing up here. I think that's it. I think 2 horse revivers is enough though, you know, one less thing you have to buy. Yeah, those are oat cakes. I wonder if that's a hawk. Turkey vulture. Oh boy. Just had to do it, didn't you? Man, I don't know if I can get to that one. Yeah, I might have screwed myself on that. I don't think I'm going to get him. Oh, boy. That's a shame. No, I can get him. Sweet. I thought I remembered getting up here before when I made that same stupid mistake. Not today, Grotty. He was close. He was close to getting me. I don't really think I'm wasting my time opening this box because it's express rounds or something I already have, but we'll take a look.
Give him one of these ribs, just watch him grow. Good to see you back.
Make me awful twitchy with that weapon there.
Don't worry, I haven't hit shit all day, buddy.
Seems everyone with a rifle been hunting these of late. A lot of folk coming by with these lately.
Man,
Seems
I'm feeling
everyone
it
with a
today.
rifle been hunting these of late. A lot of folk coming by with these lately. How many of these you killed? Seems everyone with a rifle been hunting these of late. Got run of these, huh? A lot of folk coming by with these lately. Mm-hmm.
Rough day, man. Rough frickin' day.
I'd holster that gun if I were you. Well, anyways, hey, I'm gonna be watching you. Yes.
Let's go for a little ride, buddy. Maybe when you wake up, you think about actions and the consequences of those said actions, fella. Having that tough girl talk. Oh, of course. I might ride my way out of it. I don't know if I can get up there without horse wrecking or not. Let's see. We'll find out. sure those cops get off me. That's right. Go back to sitting at your desk. Yeah, they don't care. They knew he was a prick anyway. Just acting like they were going to do their job. I think that 40 gold black Turkoman I got might have a little bit better temperament against predators. I don't know. That was a cougar, so naturally they're going to buck. I know Turkomans are going to buck, but she bucked a little bit faster than he may have. I don't know. I haven't played the game enough to know. Ravens, I think. Might need to hit that cough button here in a minute. I mean, through cheap mics, your voice sounds nasally anyways. That compounded with having your ears plugged with earbuds while you got a sinus infection, you sound like the world's biggest idiot to yourself. There's another condor.
That man is off his nut. You make that mug of yours scarce before I make it even uglier.
Yeah, think about it, buddy. Think about it. Man, look at all that blood. Shot him right in the jugular. Better hurry up and get out of here. Off on my tiny pixel gangster antics, you know, working for that XP to increase the girth of my baby sprite penis. You know, the scary part of that is somebody in Rockstar that wrote that commercial in GTA 5, that radio commercial. They looked into that shit because that's what the doctors say. They can't make it longer, but they can make it bigger. They can make it wider. They can give you more girth, buddy. Somebody looked into that shit. Joke's on them. You're not fooling me. I've been around long enough to hear a few things. We're getting to the point to where a plastic surgeon will give you a second nose if you want it. Wait until cybernetics takes off. You know, them cybernetic implants. Musk was talking about his Neuralink. If that ever catches on, dude, they connect your brain to the Wi-Fi, which, I mean, the probability of that even working is minuscule, but I wouldn't put it past technology, though. I'm not going to sit here and say it'll never happen. But if your brain starts picking up Wi-Fi, you know, and you can run through the internet there on your head, it's definitely going to be advantageous for inventory workers. That was a horrible shot. And they'll do anything now, you know. They'll put 3 tits on a chick if she's going to pay enough for it. Just a bad shot. She seems to bounce around. I'm not overly impressed with her today. It could be this terrain, though. I don't know if it's this terrain or if it's her, but let's just give her her walking papers and move on with Blondie. I'm going to switch horses and see, because I'm not satisfied with that. I wasn't shooting the best in the world anyways. It might just be me. And those pronghorns can be hard to hit. Bad shot. No, I shouldn't have taken that shot. That was horrible. No, that should be far enough away. I mean, they were talking about that, like, there was discussions in Congress about what would be socially acceptable for the elective surgery crowd that, like, wanted to have their arm cut off or their leg cut off to have a cybernetic arm just because they could do it, you know, just like the tattoo crowd of today. People walking around getting their ears gauged because it's, you know, pop culture. You know, to be accepted in pop culture, you know, they do these things. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I ain't looking for company. Keep about your own business.
Yeah, so if it becomes pop culture cool to cut your arm off and have a cybernetic arm added, and they've got the technology to do it, what's ethical? You know, it's an ethics question. And how much would you charge for something like that, too? Because you could charge a king's ransom if you want. If somebody wants it bad enough, they're going to pay it. And if you're the only show in town, why wouldn't you make them pay a premium? I mean, let's face it, they're not going down to Walmart and buying a cybernetic arm surgery, so... Anyways, I don't know how the hell I got off on that ramp. I can't remember how the Rad Brad explained it, but getting back to talking about like Naughty Dog and when they nuked that game and You know, they all supposedly got fired from Sony, and their great punishment is to go to HBO and make a fucking miniseries. Anyways, I'm not hating on them about it. But I can't remember exactly what Rad Brad said, so I don't want to put words in his mouth. But when he talked about that game, he did it in a polite way, and he talked about how they could have maintained the integrity and the fan base of what they built morally with Joel and stuff, and how they could have moved on with Abby's storyline and it not be as ill-recepted as it was and stuff. What he had to say, I mean, it made sense. I remember thinking he was making sense at the time. But I mean, there's no doubt when they made that video game, they were going to emotionally just assault their fan base. You know, Dr. Uckman was going to lock you in that closet blindfolded and beat the shit out of your fucking, your emotions. You were going to be emotionally assailed. And like he said, you know, I mean, in his own words, he talked about how he liked to humanize villains. And, well, that's what he did. That's why that story ended up the way it did. And, you know, you got to give him credit for the creativity. It was a creative game. The production and stuff, the game design was really good, especially if you add that bullet time stuff I was talking about. And the game played very well. Man, he's still just going on. I couldn't auto-lock him initially. But yeah, I'm not trying to cut them up and give them a hard time, but you know, that game, like Troy Baker said, the voice actor for Joel there, oh, if you just keep an open mind. Which, I mean, that's what they're going to say, because they made something that they knew was going to be risque, but they thought the game was so good that the fans that had endeared themselves to Joel, that when they killed Joel off in the fashion that they did, that they'd get by with it, you know? But the problem is the game was perceived as when they took, when Amambi there took that golf club and beat Joel to death with it, what she was doing was killing off the Christian ideology of, you know, a man being a protector of a man being a man, you know. All of a sudden now Mambi's the man, and, you know, she's taken Joel's masculinity away from him, and in a sense Joel stood for, like, the Christian narrative of the moral culture where a man's supposed to protect a woman and all that, you know. They didn't think it was going to be perceived like it was. Well, I can hit them when they're sitting still. You know, I'll just take the iguana. I don't know what Naughty Dog's up to, but I know Sony hired them back on. And they can make a good game, so I don't expect them to be sitting on their thumbs over there. And, you know, that's why they got their... I mean, to be fair, that's why they got their jobs back. That's why Sony hired them back, because they know they're good at what they do. They really are. Basically, we're coming to a point in time, and I think everybody knows what I'm talking about, but they might not have heard it explained quite the way I'm going to explain it, where back in Boomer days, you did whatever you wanted at night behind closed doors, but you had to watch what you did, because there was a certain moral expectancy out in the daily 9 to 5 when you were supposed to walk this way and talk this way, look presentable, don't be an idiot out in public. You know, there was a higher moral standard, for lack of a better term. Everybody would agree with that, I think. And in this culture, what you're seeing is the affluent cult society has been doing, you know, they were raised by their moms and dads to where they could do what they want, just don't talk much about it. Well, now that's coming out into the framework of all things entertainment. because they completely control the entertainment industry, and if you're not one of them, you don't get hired in the entertainment industry. You know? They give, you know, the cousin's monkey's uncle's job, you know, Cletus, he needs a job, so they give him a job scoring the movies now. That's why it's subpar, you know? The screenwriters are all, I mean, everybody's related. It's a cult. It's a cult. It's a cult that's laden with nepotism. And it's a control device. Because they know that Cousin Bob there is going to do his job, he's going to shut his fucking mouth, and he's not going to make any waves. Because he's one of the boys. They don't want to hire outsiders. There's insiders and outsiders now, like it's never been before in the entertainment industry. That's why they're consolidating everything. They know it. And you're going to buy. They're not going to compete. You're going to buy their product because it's the only thing on the shelf. That's why Sony and Xbox are consolidating everything. You're not getting away from it. If you play a video game, you're going to play their video game. And there's not going to be another video game available. You know, and if you get mad about playing with a bunch of 13-year-olds that are paid for plays that have Chrono Zens, well, that's just too bad for you. And I think PC gaming is where it's at, but PC gaming, there are some people out there that are PC illiterate, for lack of a better term, when it comes to, you know, getting the 2080 Ti card. I don't know much about it myself. And that card's now, that card's a thing of the past. Well, they got the 3090s now or something now. They're like 2 steps up from that 2080 Ti graphics card now. And people, I looked into, on YouTube, those guys, you know, there's guys with channels and stuff say, you know, oh, gaming PC here for under 300, you know, under 350 bucks, or it's 324 bucks, or this one for under 500 bucks. And, you know, if you expect those to last longer than 3 months, good luck. And there's going to be things that they can't do. I'm not stupid. That's not the way it works. When you look into actually building one and getting quality components, you're talking about serious money. And when the industry's consolidated, what games are you going to buy? You got these freelance companies, independent companies that don't have a publisher, who got the developers working on games, and you can play them on Steam or whatever, and that's the last of the Mohicans there as far as freedom goes. I'll be really interested to see if GTA 6 isn't the first $100 game, or you'll buy the game for 75 bucks, and like you'll have to buy an online DLC pass for $25 that'll extend you over into where you can play online or something. I'll be very interested to see if that's not the case, because they know they're the only show in town, and if you want to watch their show, you're going to have to pay a premium. It would not surprise me at all. Today must be box day. If I got that right, yeah, and it's another brush. And, you know, Sony knew what they were doing. That one company came out with Days Gone. And Sony ventured with them or bought them out almost immediately, because they saw that those guys had talent enough to where they could compete with Rockstar. They knew it. They got them under control real quick. Right under the roof they went. Right into their stable. They're not interested in competing. That's what I'm saying. They're interested in consolidation. Yeah, I think that's me. I don't think that Gray Turkman had anything to do with it. I think it was just me taking lousy shots. He's mad about something. Must be a snake nearby. I don't know. I mean, you got to find ways to mitigate the damage, so to speak. What's going to help you get the experience that you want out of how you spend your free time? You know, how are you going to relax? You're going to have to figure it out. If you want, you know, if it's video games, you're going to have to figure out what side of the fence you want to be on. Is it buying a PC? And then if it's buying a PC, you got to ask yourself how much time you're really going to commit to it, because you're talking about a pretty penny if you want industry standard stuff. And I would tell any gamer, if you ever thought about doing Twitch or Kick, you know, why not? Who cares if nobody watches you? If you're going to play video games, why not? Why not put in a mic and talk about it? I mean, in a certain sense, it's like a freedom. It's like I heard that Glock 9 dude say, you know, do it because you want to. If you want to do it, do it. See what happens. Some people like talking about video games, you know, like they like talking about sports. I do. I mean, I remember when I was a little kid, you know, I was 2 foot high, you know, playing Double Dragon. So I've watched the industry grow. That's why I'll always be interested in it. And the graphics they have today, it's very interesting. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, there's a lot of people out there. I know you Gen Zs don't remember Duck Hunt, but when you see how far the industry's gone, it piques your interest. At least it does mine. I mean, I remember when PlayStation first come out and Tekken came out, and oh man, how are they going to get the graphics better than this in Mortal Kombat? And that's a joke. That's a joke now. But when you're a kid, you don't understand how technology grows. So, you know, you're sitting there playing Tekken 1 or Tekken 2. How it doesn't get any better than this, you know. Video games have almost become holographic in a sense.
Supplies are looking healthy right now.
I might install Dying Light. I don't know. I'm mulling it over, man. I am mulling it over. I am struggling. I mean, for crying out loud, I'm playing a video game just running my mouth. I'm so bored. I really need something to do. You know, you try to stay out of trouble. Idle hands, they are the devil's playground. That's a fact.
I'll see you later then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best looking horses on the game if you like black horses. I really like that black Turkoman. I like that black Arabian's my favorite. But good luck shooting off her back. Maybe I could run into a wolf. There we go. Hey, buddy. Come and get it. Been looking for you. Settle down, Blondie. See how he really acts better around at least wolves at least. We'll have to get him around a cougar. He handled that panther well a couple days ago. And that's what got me to thinking that maybe he handled... Now, just remember that my gray Turkoman that you can pay like $850, $950 cash for just bucked me when that cougar was around. I'll have to get him around a cougar and a panther and see how he acts. I think he acts a shade better. I really do. I think that gold's worth something. I don't know. I suspected that I shot a little more accurately off his saddle, but I don't know about that. But I do think that I'm proving that maybe he's better around predators. I don't know. We'll find out. I didn't think about it, but if I would have skinned that cougar with these two wolf pelts, I would have got another 0.2 gold. That's one of the challenges. Turn in 3 predator carcasses or pelts to crypts.
Stocks are looking good. That's top notch.
Sit by the fire for a second. And hit the cough button here. But yeah, all things gaming I discussed. I don't care for that consolidation of those publishing companies for these video games. I don't care for that one bit. You're going to end up, they're all going to have one ideology and one way of doing business, and that's going to be it, and there's going to be no competitors at all because they bought them all out. it's going to create a creativity, a lack of creativity is what it's going to create. Because if you don't walk like they walk and you don't talk like they talk, you walk this way, you talk this way, or you don't work here. And that's how it's going to be. And I think most people, when I say that, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And for someone to think, if everybody thought a certain way, and that was the only way to think, and that was the person who had all their shit together, and with no diversity at all, that's not the way the world works. And if you think the world works that way, it don't take long to figure that out. Man, he is running me all over. I didn't even see him on that shot. That was just a poor shot. Poor shot. Look at this shit. Oh, okay. Now I'm gonna kill you if I gotta hit you with a shotgun. Now, whoever thought diversity meant everybody has the same opinion on everything, or you don't work here, that's diversity? Kiss my ass. That's not fucking diversity. That's ridiculousness. And I'm not saying you got to be a cantankerous asshole. There has to be a give and a take. I do believe you need to always consider other people's feelings and emotions and, you know, all things that you say and do. Unless it's funny, you know, for comedic value, I think you ought to be able to do whatever you want. But I think a joke's a fucking joke, man. Let me just say that right now. I think everybody can handle a little bit of razzing. I don't think it's gonna kill you. Thick skin helps a society. Within reason, you know. I think that most people can tell, if not everyone can tell, that when a joke is said, that the spirit of the joke about whether or not if really indeed just for comedic value, or if the joke is intended to hurt somebody. You can tell. I think you can tell the spirit of it. At least I believe I can. Because there are some people that just want to have something said, so they think they say it in a certain way, and it has a little bit of comedic value to somebody that, you know, their true intentions are to just verbally assault someone, or a people with a certain ideology, and yeah, that's ridiculous. I think everybody's smart enough to pick up on that shit, though. And I also think the court of popular opinion is well able of deciding and ostracizing that person for their ridiculousness. I don't think you need Captain Musk there on Twitter deciding what everybody gets to say. I think the court of popular opinion giving some people some shots on the chin for the bullshit they try to say needs to happen. You know, you just back away and let it happen. All of a sudden, when they're not being called to market stuff and promote stuff, they'll learn their lesson. That's what everybody learns, that lesson. If it hurts the pocketbook, buddy, ooh, I better not do that again. Oh, I better watch my mouth now. It's hurting that dollar bill. That's the only thing people care about in our society. It shows up in their paycheck or their wallet, they'll shut up. But the court of popular opinion should decide that, not some affluent person who's pushing their beliefs and ideologies like Nike, dropping their fucking market value because other people don't agree with them, but because they're the brand juggernaut, they're deciding what's socially acceptable. That's not how it's supposed to work. The public is supposed to decide that. Nike is supposed to give the public what they want. They're not supposed to tell the public what to think. That's the difference. But when you're too big to fail and you got your hands in the government's pockets, you know, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, they're about $15 trillion later after COVID, when those baseball players were playing in front of cardboard cutouts, your tax dollars paid their fucking salary, people. You need to fucking realize that. You paid those assholes to act like nothing was going on and play in front of cardboard fucking cutouts in a stadium your tax dollars paid to fucking build. I take offense to that. Andrew McCutcheon throwing that ball to that cardboard cutout. Thank you, Andrew McCutcheon. He got it. He understood. That's ridiculous. You built that house they play ball in, people. Your tax dollars paid for that. And to go one step forward, the NFL is a government entity. All right? They're tax exempt. Did you know that? Did you know you paid for that fucking stadium and that the NFL's tax exempt? Roger Goodell, when they started up with the BLM stuff, and I'm not saying choose either side. I'm not picking a side here. I'm telling you what happened. When they started up with that BLM stuff, Roger Goodell's salary, I think the last recorded salary that he made public was $24 million in 1 year, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just thinking out loud there. I think that's what it was. They paid him so much money to let them come in and push their style of social justice that he elected to pay taxes to not have his salary publicly known, because it had to have been a matter of public knowledge, because that's a tax exempt organization. Okay? So he elected to he made so much money to follow their agenda that he elected to have that money stay, the price they paid him stay private. He paid taxes on it. Now you stop and think about that. You think real long and hard on that one. Get me going on a rant, buddy. Ooh. I'll be shaking my fucking fist all day on that bullshit. A motherfucker's getting paid your tax dollars to tell you what to think. I think it should be the other way around. Your tax dollars, you should be telling him what to fucking think, don't you think, since you're paying the bills? You know? Don't you think? That was a horrible shot, by the way. I mean, that's how I look at it. If I'm paying his salary, if anybody's telling the other one what to think, it should be me. I'm the one paying for it. Anyways, politics just sucks. It's just two sides using, yeah, I mean, okay, this one feels that way, that one feels the other way. Let's just steal, you know, they're just stealing the pot of gold in the middle. They're promoting divisiveness to get people to fight, to stop talking about all the money they're stealing, and I'll just quit talking about it right there. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's no company in the world that works that way, to where the one that's paying the bills, the guy that's paying the salary, is the guy that's getting told how shit's going to go. That only happens in the United States government. That don't happen anywhere else. There ain't nothing but crooks up there. All right, I'll shut up. I will shut up. Ridiculous. I get so mad my brain freezes. Can't think straight. And I mean, I'll leave it at this. It's like I said, if they're taking your money, but they're not, if you're paying for the show, yet you're not calling the shots, then what do you call that? That's robbery, right? That's stealing from someone. Because you're paying for something that you're not getting to participate in. You're buying their free ride to do whatever they want and say whatever they want, and you're silenced, completely and wholly. I don't think they should be able to take your money if they want to operate that way. But you know what? They can afford to operate that way because it's your money. Your money's taken by the IRS, and that's just it. So they're going to get that money anyway. That you want to know where that ideology comes from. That's where it comes from. That's why Nike and Bud Light do what they want. They're not worried about what you think because they've already got your money. You're going to pay those tax dollars, and they're going to get paid by CIA to do it anyway. You know? That's it. That's what happens. They're voting in their economy. That's why your vote doesn't matter. Those ballot machines and all that stuff set up. The only thing it's only about who cheats better as to who gets in there, the Republicans or the Democrats. And whoever cheats good enough, whoever cheats better than the other one and gets in there, that's the one that decides. You know, it's going to be his guy's economy then. His buddies are going to get all the government contracts. Like Hillary with the Haiti fund, when she gave up those all those non-bid contracts to her friends in the construction industry, and they turn around and they didn't build nothing in Haiti. They didn't spend any money in Haiti fixing anything at all. They built a hotel to stay in while they was down there vacationing. That's what they did with the money. And, you know, they made a bunch of big donations to the Clinton Foundation after they got those big no-bid government contracts, which is illegal to begin with. Government contracts are always supposed to be bid on. She gave the no-bid contracts to them, and to reward her, they donated to the Clinton Foundation. And then, you know, when Chelsea Clinton got married, the Clinton Foundation paid all her wedding bills. So she had the best wedding money. She had the best wedding tax dollars can buy. If you think that's fair, you need your fucking head examined. Anyway, I'm ranting. I'm going to stop. I'm going to chill out. Nobody wants to hear that. I tell you what. People might not want to hear it. That don't mean it ain't true. That's a fact. Man, these animals are acting a little weird. The sad part is I still can't shoot straight. I'm a little embarrassed. I think I need to focus. I really do. I'm just too busy running my big fucking mouth. Get pissed off, cussing, shaking my fist. I wish a wolf would try me right now. I really do.
Morning, fellas.
That sounded like money. Let's go see if Chalky White's in. Yeah, you get rich spending other people's money. That's how you get rich in the United States. You don't believe me, you look into who paid for Tesla, buddy. He's worth over $100 billion today. You look into Jeff Bezos, how CIA designed cloud technology, gave it to Bezos, then turned around and bought it back off of him. Well, that was a bullshit shot. Look into that cloud tech, buddy. You want to know how the real world works. I think he outsmarted me. That's the best shot I put in all day, man. And you can't get anywhere talking about no names, man. You start naming names, you're not going anywhere in life. You better keep your mouth shut. That's the social contract of Hollywood and abroad, buddy. You steal what's on your plate to steal, and you keep that big mouth fucking shut. You start yammering on about how other people are, you know, using those tax dollars, buddy. They don't like that shit. You shut your fucking mouth. You're not allowed to talk about the Panama Papers. You're not allowed to talk about the insider trading that goes on up there in Hollywood that Martha Stewart went to fucking prison for, but they seem to be able to do it anytime they fucking want. I wonder who Martha Stewart pissed off. She pissed somebody off. And that had nothing to do with what she was doing. That had something to do with who she pissed off. Let him get a little too far out ahead of me. I can't remember his name, so maybe it's best I'm not using any names. There was some politician that went to court over receiving a bribe. He received a gift from a lobbyist. And it was like worth $1 million or something. It was a very expensive gift. And they said, well, that's the same thing as receiving money from a lobbyist to get in here and pass laws that are beneficial to their company. You know, hold on a minute. We can't be having that. And it was just because one other fellow was pissed off at him is the only reason that he went to court over. Well, the judge said, well, I got no other choice than to throw this out, because if I arrest him or prosecute him over receiving gifts from lobbyists, I got to prosecute all of you. And he threw it out of court. That, you want to know how politics works? I just told you. That's how it works. That judge was like, dude, I'm not even wasting my time with this shit. Every one of you guys do this. This is just the guy you're pissed off at the time. They wanted to teach him a lesson. And the judge said, nope, not getting involved. If I prosecute him, I got to prosecute everybody. And you idiots aren't wasting my time. That wasn't too long ago. That only happened about 6 years ago, I'd say, 5 or 6. Surprised I haven't got shot to death yet. Now let's go down there and get that prime beef. I could at least do something, try to take my mind off complaining about everything like an idiot. Oh, that doesn't do any good. I just get my blood pressure up complaining about nonsense. That's human nature, man. It doesn't matter who's up there eventually the grift is going to wear you out. They're going to wear you out, man. It's just like Nixon said when he left, you know, oh, you guys won't have me to kick around here anymore, because he knew they was all crooks, and they just wanted him out of there, so he started getting blamed for everything, you know? They just found something to pick at him about till they ran him off. And I'm not saying he was a good guy. I don't know if he was a good guy, but I'm telling you what he said, and I understand what he said. I understand why he said what he said. That's the business. Heartland's down here. This is a good place to get shot in the head. For some reason, I don't know if it's because it reminds people of the United States a little bit more. You know, middle America or something, but these kids are always down here in these flatlands. This is where the griefers love to be, man. Never saw his head. I should have waited. If I wanted him, I should have waited. Go shoot the rock, buddy. Nice shot. If the cargo didn't slow Blondie down so much, I would have taken that deer back to Cripps, but I plan on going down here and shooting a bison, and I don't want to be slowed down, especially in the Heartlands. I'm already on a slower horse. They're not going to let me skin him here in the tunnel. Boy, I really shot like shit today. Try to shore that up a little bit. I wonder if Canadian Twitchers get burnout pay. Wouldn't that be something? Paid to sit on your ass and play video games and claim burnout pay. Get on that government draw for 6 months. Literally pay you to sit there and do nothing. Alright, at least I'd like to get a 3. That's the one. him go. He can wear that one. We'll at least go put him out of his misery. I'll take the mercy kill. They didn't give it to me. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that. I don't think they gave it to me. I got it, but I didn't get it. I thought he was charging me, but he wasn't. We will take him. A pelt's lighter. Seems to be anyway. Seems to be lighter than a carcass. It's not much. It's only like $5, but it'll be double price to Crips. I gotta tell you, we could go to Emerald Ranch, but I just don't feel like it. Is that a hawk? I saw something big flying. The shadow. I missed him. He's gone.
Supplies are looking healthy right now.
Good old reliable horse worth 42 gold. Man, I can only make prime. Or time, prime beef. And I can only make 2.
Supplies are good. I'm a happy man. I suppose this'll do. That's top notch.
May as well give it to him when I can, because I don't think I'm running back into town to the butcher. Think I'm about RDO'd out.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
If I could find one more wolf.
What I give for a horse's fuck.
I wonder if Predator bait would even work online. You know, I've never tried it. I don't think a coyote would be considered. You know, I'm just not even going to waste my time. Yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if GTA 6 is Rockstar's first $100 game. And like I said, whether or not that entails you buying a $25 online pass or something after you pay $75 for the game in the story mode or not, I don't know. But I'm not going to be surprised if it's $100. If the asking price will be $100 or you'll pay $75 and then another $25. I think they know that they're going to get that. People are going to pay it to play it. I don't see the MBAs giving your wallet a break. I really don't. I don't think they're going to give you any rest at all. And that's the business model. Why would they? I mean, I couldn't begin to imagine, I mean, judging from their prior work and what GTA 6 is going to be like, with the motion capture and stuff that story mode had for Red Dead, you apply that to GTA and all the work they've already done on the car models and all that, I mean, it's going to be literally out of this world. It really is. I expect it to be. I'll be surprised if it's not. I really will be. Can you imagine? I mean, what Red Dead's like 5 years old, ain't it? So I'm going to assume Rockstar hasn't gotten worse at making video games, so there are certain things online that almost felt antagonistic. Just, you know, the way the levels were designed, they were just, the frickin' heist, good grief. They gotta make sure that never frickin' happens again. If you gotta rely on some 13-year-old idiot to get a heist, you know, completed, you're in dire straits. I'm gonna tell you that, I think everybody learned that lesson. I really hope they don't go that approach again. You need to be able to hire that done, like hire somebody like Michael hires drivers and shit. Gunmen and drivers. You need to be able to hire that done. It should be elective. You should be able to take your friends with you if you want on a heist, and if not, you should be able to hire the work done. And then that guy maybe not be the best at the world, you know, but he should be adequate. they really need to consider that needs to be completely overhauled. The casino heist, all of it, it's tedious. It's not fun. It needs to be fun. But I mean, that's the spirit of the thing, and it comes out in the gaming when you get the MBAs involved. I don't know if they'll get that right or not. I really don't, because in their eyes it has to be about money. It's got to be solely, that's the driving force, is selling shark cards. So I want it to be, I want to believe that they're going to go back to making video games for fans again, but I just don't know that that's the truth. I think that's wishful thinking. That's just wishful thinking on my part. I was hoping a wolf pack would spawn. Anyways, I'm just in a bad mood because I'm not feeling great. You know how you get a lingering illness and it just keeps going on. My sinuses keep bothering me. My eyes are burning and I can't get away from it. It'll wear you out. That's my problem. That's why I'm freaking complaining about everything. At least that's going to be my excuse. You're going to want to shoot these with your .22 long rifle or your small game arrow. If you shoot them with anything bigger, you ruin the egg. For those that don't know. And I don't see those a lot. That's why you always see me trying to get in that saddlebag to find those eggs and stuff. You're having trouble finding an item. I seem to have a little bit of luck with that when I was getting them out of saddlebags. I'm not getting them out of saddlebags anymore, but if there was something I was having trouble finding, I had good luck finding it in a saddlebag. I found like 2 items I needed there. That's why you always see horses kicking the shit out of me. Really, if you'll be patient, it's all about patience. If you'll sit there and wait for that horse to lower his head a little bit, he goes into another motion capture animation, then you can get in their saddle. You can get in that saddlebag, but you start wanting to take chances out of impatience. I don't think he counts as a predator, but I think I'm going to find out. I trampled him. Yeah, he got kicked pretty good. If he was a 3, he would have got knocked down to a 1. I don't think coyotes count as predators, but I'm going to find out.
Stocked for the time being. Guess beggars can't be choosers. Very nice. Go ahead and top it off. I'm not buying any more of those. That's a scam. Gotta tell you, I'm just not motivated. It kind of feels like they're pulling my strings on it, you know, after a while. I don't think really it's as bad as I'm making it out, but it just feels that way. He's pretty much set up. I'm only going to lose 2 deer pelts when I log out, so that's not a big deal. Take a ride up here and see if I can't get those wolves to spawn one last time since it is nighttime. We'll see. Should have just shot through the brush. And he was running me all over. I didn't think I turned in those deer pelts, but they're not on Blondie's back. I don't know what happened to them.
I was hoping those wolves would want a piece. Man, no riders a smack in the face. Nothing. The dead trail. How did I miss him? Boy, sorry, my eyes are burning. I can't see shit. Oh boy. You know, when no ambient missions are coming up, it really feels dead. I mean, Rockstar needs to work on that. That's the one thing I would say about Red Dead. Make the spawn rates of the ambient missions a little bit more frequent. At least bump them up 25%. It just feels like a dead world. Damn it. I really wanted to make a good shot on him. That was just horrible shooting. The first shot wasn't bad. That's hard to watch. That is hard to watch. I've been doing pretty well. I've been lucky with the foxes today. Or no, that was a coyote. Don't fight me on it, come on. $9,000 animals. That's a lot of shooting. You'd think I'd be better at it. It adds up fast when you're shooting birds. Those people that don't shoot birds, they're going to struggle with that gold. I've killed 7 or 8 birds at a time before. You know, it's not really that hard, especially you get down there in the Emerald Ranch area. The Heartlands, you can do it all day long.
Supplies are good. I'm a happy man. I'll take whatever I can get. Okay, then. No comment.
Well, I think that's going to round it out for me. I think I'm just about done. Nothing that's really interesting me. I'd really just like to kill a pack of wolves on GP. There we are. Bad job, of course. I would blow it. Actually, I should. I think I'm gonna take the big game meat. I'm just not paying attention. That's just bad game. That's just horrible. That is horrible. See how crazy he gets if I just stand here.
I'll put one square between your eyes. What the hell you playing at?
Anyways, I think I killed enough time to drop that pelt off. All that horrible gameplay.
Supplies are good. I'm a happy man.
I'm gonna have to do better than that. That's just horrible gameplay. All I had to do was quick click my frickin' R1 trigger. It's just not, it's just bad. It's just bad. Nobody wants to watch that shit. Yeah, I think that's going to round it out because I don't feel like doing that delivery right now. I might install another game and get back on later, I don't know. I thought about playing DayZ, but I really just feel like I want to take a break from it. I felt confident that was a headshot. I don't know why that didn't just drop him flat. For every 100 mercy kills, you get a resettable gold award, so the mercy kill's worth it.
are looking good. Okay, this'll have to do.
I don't know why I did that. I'm wasting money. When I call in units, you can get up to 40 units while they're doing the double RP and stuff for the trader role. I just wasted that shit, but no big deal. Just wasting money. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to get into. I'm restless. I think I'll probably be up late. I got everything done I wanted to get done, but as far as relaxation and playing video games and the time kill, man, I'm not satisfied. Anyways, I think that's going to round it out for me. I'm going to head on out, but I might play DayZ or download another zombie game. I don't know. Maybe Dying Light 2. I don't know. I've got 1 and 2. I like Dying Light 1 better, so especially the following. When they added that buggy, I thought they really did something. I mean, that was impressive. And then, you know, the next thing you know, they make Dying Light 2 and they take away from the game. They detract from it. I should say subtract from it by, you know, no guns, and they said they were going to add guns. I don't know if they're going to add guns or not with another DLC or something. And they took, you know, they took the buggy out of it and they took the guns away. And they knocked it up like 15 years. That was a mistake, I think, and I think that they paid for that dearly. Because I think that game would have had a way bigger following. I really wanted Dead Island to be something. I really did. I cannot remember for the life of me what that new title was, the new Dead Island title, but man, it just... I watched the footage of that game and it just looked like one of... I mean, it was like playing, what, Resident Evil 3 or something. You just run through here, do that, and then everything's running through the same thing again. It didn't feel... There was nothing unique about it. I didn't even bother buying it. I mean, I felt like that game was over before it started. That's a shame. It really is. They nuked that title. I like 7 Days to Die. I think there's a lot of positive things there. I think, you know, I think people would get into building and stuff if that was promoted and marketed the right way. I'm not going to sit here and give you my $5 million ideas, but there's ways, you know. There's things that you could even take, that engine could be applied to a couple different ideas and storylines and stuff, and to where people are building and stuff, and it could be improved upon. But that zombie stuff is great. I like it anyways, but the Achilles heel to that game, 7 Days to Die, is there's no real storyline. Which, I mean, those guys know that. I think they made a great game. I'm not trying to take away from them at all. They did a really good job. They're just, and they'll cross that bridge when they get there. They get the publishing figured out, which it seems like they have. I'm sure, you know, they'll add the storyline, and that game could end up being something good. It could end up being a good franchise, a good zombie franchise. They got a lot of things right. Well, that's enough for me. I'm out of here. Take her easy.